I'm holding a book that John Florio. I'm here with a screen right now.
Hi everyone, welcome back to John Florio channel. I am Mary and I'm here to talk about the great John Florio. Hi guys, I hope you are all well. Today I'm going to introduce a very interesting topic, possibly the most interesting topic regarding John Florio and Shakespeare, and it's Dante. Dante is widely known as the father of Italian language. As Eliot said, Shakespeare and Dante divided the world and there was no place for a third. We are talking about two ingenious writers who left a great mark in the history of both Italian and English literature. When we talk about Dante, the majority of Shakespeare scholars believe that Shakespeare didn't read Dante and that we do not find any traces of Dante in Shakespeare's works. But was this true? Is it true that Shakespeare never read Dante? Is it true that we do not find any trace of the Divina Commedia in Shakespeare's plays? Well, there are different writers who actually believed that Shakespeare read Dante and he knew Dante very well. One of these works that I suggest you to read because it's truly remarkable, it's Vivienne Robertson's book. It's a university thesis that has become a book, and she was able to demonstrate that Shakespeare didn't just read Dante in the original Italian, but he was able to translate, to readapt the Dante imagery in his plays. She was able to prove with a list of thousands of examples that Shakespeare made precise references to Dante and his Divina Commedia. But why the majority of Shakespearean scholars try to avoid this comparison? Why they try to avoid mentioning Dante? Well, we are talking about a complex writer. John Florio, in his A World of Words, the first Italian-English dictionary that he published in 1598, he wrote that Dante was the most complex writer. Furthermore, Divina Commedia was not yet translated into English when Shakespeare was alive, because the first English translation of Divina Commedia was published in 1782. So Shakespeare must have read Dante in the original Italian. But let's take a step back. What about Shakespeare's contemporaries? Did they know Dante? Did they read Dante? If we look at the Shakespeare contemporaries, there are many of them who actually makes a reference to Dante in their works. I will write some of them. Robert Greene, John Florio and Shakespeare enemy. Edmund Spenser. Philip Sidney. Drayton, Meret, Florio, Donne, and so on. These are all examples of Shakespeare contemporaries who made reference to Dante in their works. But what does this mean? What it means to make a reference to Dante? Because, as I told you, the first English translation was published only in 1782. How they read Dante? Did they read Dante in the original Italian? No. We are talking about some parts of the Divina Commedia or the Divine Comedy that they had access to in English. They also had access to commentary, analysis of Dante's thought in some works. So they didn't read Dante in the original, but they were able to have a basic knowledge of Dante's thought and some experts, some parts of the Divine Comedy. So this was the knowledge of Shakespeare contemporaries. But Shakespeare seems to be absent from this group of writers who knew Dante. Although, as I showed you, many works demonstrate that he had a deep knowledge of the Italian writer. The majority of Shakespearean scholars who deny this knowledge of Shakespeare sometimes connect this Shakespeare knowledge of Dante through John Florio. Why? Because John Florio knew Dante very well. Even if he confessed in his first Italian English dictionary that Dante was a complex writer, John Florio had 4 different editions of the Divine Comedy. He already showed to have a great knowledge of Dante in the first Italian English dictionary, but in the second edition, 611, he will mention thousands of concepts, thousands of words, of characters coming from the Divine Comedy, showing that he had a deep knowledge of Dante. And here comes a great news. Why? Because 3 years ago, this happened.
I'm holding a book that John Florio. I'm here with a screen right now.
Yes, 3 years ago at the British Library I discovered John Florio's copy of Dante's Divine Comedy. It's a huge discovery. Why? First of all, you may well know now that John Florio, before dying, wrote a testament, and in his will he bequeathed his 349 books to William Herbert, the 3rd Earl of Pembroke. He, for uncertain reason, renounced the execution of the will, so Florio's library was basically lost, and until today we didn't know where Florio's books were. They magically disappeared. Through this discovery, I was able to also find out what happened to Florio's lost library. I also found what is possibly the most important book of the Florio's library. Dante is the most important writer of Italian literature. Through this discovery, I was able to understand how John Florio worked, his working method, how he studied Dante imagery, Dante complex words, and how he translated, readapted these Dante's words into English. And I was also able to find many Shakespearean connections in his copy of Dante's Divine Comedy. This huge discovery, Florio's Dante and his lost library, will be revealed and uncovered for the first time in a live streaming on YouTube here on April the 6th. I will do a live streaming in which I will show you the whole copy of Florio's Dante, and I will talk about what happened to his lost library. This is such a groundbreaking discovery because through Florio's Dante we will be able in the future to find out, to discover other books that belong to John Florio, and we will also possibly find other connection to Shakespeare. And now, through the discovery of John Florio's Dante, we may be able to understand how Shakespeare got access to Dante's word. Eliot said that Dante and Shakespeare divided the word because there was no place for a third. Possibly for the first time, Dante and Shakespeare will meet, and this extraordinary meeting will be possible through John Florio. I will show you Florio's Dante, the annotation. I will show you for the first time a handwriting analysis done by an expert on Florio's annotation, and you will see how this man worked and how Dante was able to get through Shakespeare plays thanks to John Florio. Where two literary giants seem separated, their distance dissolves in the stroke of a pen, that of John Florio. Through John Florio, on April the 6th, we will see a symbolic union between Dante and Shakespeare. Stay resolute. Bye.